Hi, everyone. My name's Olivia Omega. I am a branding strategist, inclusion and diversity advocate, speaker, and entrepreneurial believer. Welcome to Kickin It with KeeKee. I'm so excited for you to be here, and I just wanted to let you know about my new podcast. It's called God is CEO, and it basically takes entrepreneurs on a journey of placing God in the driver's seat of our business and our lives. Visit me at oliviaomega.com, check out the podcast, and enjoy the show.
Hey y'all, welcome back to Kickin It with KeeKee. I am KeeKee, you know me, your friendly neighborhood business coach and digital nomad. So today we have Anitra Lane. Me and Anitra have not met personally, but I feel like we've been sisters my whole life. She is the only one who called me before we started and said, KeeKee, what we win. This is my girl. So I want to bring her in because I don't want to delay. Y'all got to meet Anitra and hear what she has to say about passion and purpose and productivity today. Come on in, Anitra. Let us see your pretty face.
Hey, KeeKee, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I am good. Loving the weather. COVID-19 ain't stopped nothing. So, I'm getting out here just a little bit.
Just a little bit?
Just a little bit.
I swear, I'm not gonna lie. I swear, if I can figure out a way to go to Walmart every day, I will. That's just me. I like to shop like a European. I swear, I'm always over in Europe. So I'm like, okay, every day I can figure out something. My husband's like, honey, stop. So let's kick it, Anitra. Let's talk, because you and I have been talking in the background, but I know that you have some things to talk about regarding your purpose today, regarding what you're passionate about, and really regarding what you do. It's like you are on this like fantastic journey between who you are, who you be, and what you do. And a lot of entrepreneurs, they go through this in the background and no one really talks about it. So I'm glad that you decided to talk about it with me today.
Yeah. It's that journey, the life journey.
Yeah.
The business journey. I mean, even if you're in college, you're on a journey to find out who you are and really figure out that person, because at 18, we're doing what we do. And, we might be passionate about, because I remember at the age of 17, I was like, whoop, I'm going to retire when I'm 37. I'm going to be the youngest retired person. See, that's that 17-year-old in you. You get ready to break from high school. You got the world because you know it already. You don't need nobody to tell it to you. Yeah.
Tell it.
I had it. I was like, that was the passion, when you really, as a person, when you think about, and I want to take everyone on a short journey.
Yeah.
When we talk about passion, because when you think about when you're younger, somebody may be asking you, well, what do you want to be when you grow up? And so you have all these things in your mind about what you want to be.
Right.
And entrepreneur may not be one of those things. So you have it. Okay, I need to graduate from high school. I need to go to college. Now I'm out of college. Now I'm ready for my career. And what does it look like? I'm working for a company 20, 30 years. I'm going to retire. I'm going to get money. Exactly. That's how we kind of process our journey at those times in our lives. And so whatever your passion is at that moment, you be passionate about it. You be like, yes, your drive. You're like, this is what I'm supposed to do. This is my purpose.
Yes.
And I'm going to be productive at it. And then it goes from here to plateau. You be like, what happened? I love that. And then you be like, not so much anymore.
Right.
But what? It happens.
Yeah.
And so for me, I spent 27 years in the military. So I was like, yes. I was not 37 when I retired. I go a couple more years. But I was still fairly young. And I know people who at the age I was, they're like, okay, what do I do next? And I was like, well, what do I do next? What things have I already learned that I could put to use? So then I jumped into the entrepreneurial journey. So I didn't had a good life journey, early.
Yeah.
And now I'm in the entrepreneurial journey. And I'm like, well, what does that look like? Because see, for former military people, our language is not the same language as every other person out here.
No.
And we talk about that because you have like, okay, so when I say productivity, I know what I mean.
Right.
Isn't it the same thing that you're talking about? Okay, we're not on the same page. What? When I talk about passion, I know what I'm passionate about. You don't know what you're passionate about? What about your purpose? You don't know what your purpose is?
Sometimes not.
And sometimes we don't, which I have discovered on my journey, because when I first got started, and I'm gonna be transparent. I've had 4 coaches. I had a life coach. I've had a body language coach. I've had a business coach. I've had a mindset coach. And I ain't gonna say there's anything wrong with having coaches, because some of us, we need those people to help guide us into the direction that we need to be going.
Oh, for sure.
Right?
For sure.
And so what I learned through that was like, I got all these I'm coached out. Not really. I'm just saying I'm coached
all
out.
At once, Anitra? All at once?
No, I had them in pieces.
Good deal. Because
it's part of the journey.
Okay.
And I had to learn what coach I needed at what time.
Ooh, I gotta, okay, I'm gonna put a pin there, y'all, because she just put a jewel out into the atmosphere. You have to know what type of coach you need for where you are in the journey. There is no, it's like, I say this all the time. It's like you don't know what you need, you know what's missing. And sometimes you don't know how to get there. But when you think about it, coaching isn't a Tiger Woods has a coach. Oprah Winfrey has a coach. So if you want to be on that kind of level, a coach. But for the level where you are, okay, I'm sorry. I had to put that in. No, I'm not sorry. Okay, go ahead.
That's right, because it's the truth. So think about even in life, you choose your life. Yeah. You just don't label them as coaches. True. Your parents that mentor you and teach you about life things. So a coach, again, they're coaching you, they're teaching you, they're mentoring you, they're pushing you direction. Exactly. When you go to college, what do? You see a professor. Yeah. He's educating you. But again, he has a structure. He's taking you down a path. Definitely. All part of the journey. It is all part of the journey. Yeah. And so through my journey, one of the things that I was trying to figure out was my purpose and my passion, right? Uh-huh. So I just knew for a fact what my purpose was, right? Mm. And then I found out what I thought was my purpose.
It wasn't your purpose. What was it?
It ended up being my passion, right?
All right.
I had to learn that my purpose and my passion for me, that's not everybody, but for me, were 2 different things.
Okay.
Not meaning that I won't be passionate about my purpose.
Right.
It just means that when I was in a place in my journey when people would say, so what's your purpose? And I'm over here like, okay, my purpose is to help people. I like helping people. I want to help people with technology. Oh, okay. Not everybody in business wants help with technology, right?
No.
And then when you say technology, they're like, well, what kind of technology? What do you mean?
Right.
So I'm a very techie person. So I'm out here learning everything like some of y'all. Let me say this right here. Raise your hand if you are a Google guru. Raise it. How you not? Everybody is a Google. Because guess what you do? Mm-hmm. Yeah. When you have a problem, where do you go? If I didn't call KeeKee first and be like, KeeKee, girl, do you know somebody that can help me with?
Right.
Then the thing I do is I get on Google.
Right.
I'm gonna get a search engine that's gonna help me with whatever my issue is. Right.
Right.
So that's what I was like, well, I thought my purpose was to help everybody with technology, but that was my passion. I'm passionate about technology. I think technology is sexy. I think that technology, because of where we're at in society, is always going to be there. We just have to learn it. And so it comes easy. What comes easy for me does not necessarily come easy for others.
Right.
But I also have the ability to have patience with people who have trouble with technology. Right.
Yeah.
So when I learned, it's funny. So I'll tell you the story. It was through a current client that I asked what my purpose was. Well, they asked me, let me rephrase that. They said, Anitra, what's your purpose? And I was like, it's to help people with technology, because this is what I've been saying this whole time. And they were like, are you sure that's your purpose? I was like, it sounds good. They were like, okay, so put that in a sentence. And I was like, to help people with technology. It was like, okay, no, okay. I can tell you're passionate about that.
Right.
But is that really your purpose?
Right.
And it wasn't.
Right.
And it was through the conversation. Again, you're in your journey and you can be extremely passionate about something, but that doesn't make it your purpose.
No, not at all.
And so I had to learn my purpose. And once I really dug into it and understood what my purpose was, so I'm going to share with you what my purpose is. So my purpose, because you'd be like, so what is that long statement you're about to make? Mm-hmm. My purpose is to help military sexual trauma, men and women, go from victim to survivor to thriver. And it was my business that helped me understand what my purpose was. See, my passion for technology and being a virtual manager, using the tools I already had, helped me understand that I knew I had a story, right?
Right.
I know I've got a story and I've shared it in bits and pieces. But in that journey and on my journey, some of let me say this, I am a military sexual trauma thriver who has PTSD. Okay. So there are different elements of the PTSD that come out and it shows up in my business.
Okay.
And it took between a therapist and my coach and some different things through my journey for me to understand that the things that I hadn't dealt with and that I was going through was showing up in me, in my business.
Oh, wow.
And sometimes we as people don't look at our past and understand that it affects our now and our future. Henceforth.
You talking that?
I'm just saying, when you really understand the thing that, in your journey, and there's levels to your journey, understanding your levels, where you're at, who's there to help you,
right?
Who you may need to let go, because there may be people that are part of your journey that are only there for that season.
Yeah.
They're there either a season, or a lifetime.
Right.
And sometimes you try to make people that are your season or your reason a lifetime. Guess what happens?
Yeah.
They go away when they're supposed to.
Right.
They come in and they leave.
Right.
People that are going to be there for a lifetime, they're going to be there for a lifetime regardless.
Right. Yeah, it just I had to learn that too though, Anitra. It's like you get to a point in life where I'm closer to 50 than I am to 40. So you get further along in life, you don't expect that, you assume that the people that have been with you thus far are going to be with you, aside from like a death or something, right?
Right.
But you don't understand that, sometimes I would say me, I'm always shocked when I've always had the, when I'm up leveling in my business, there is always going to be someone or something that has to fall off in order for me to go to the next level. Now, when this first started happening, it was a it was a heart thing. It really hurt me because they're significant people and things that I thought I needed in my life and that were always going to be there. But I'm learning part of the journey. It really is just a part of the journey, and I'm still hurt by it. However, I'm not as surprised anymore when it happens. It used to take me by surprise. Now it just doesn't, because I just realized that it's a part of my journey. So thank you. Thank you.
Exactly. And that's one of the things that I want to talk about too. You know, I'm going to get to the productivity, but with the passion and the purpose, when things start dropping off, it doesn't mean that you failed or that something went wrong. Right. It just means maybe it's time to go to a next level. And when you can identify that, and when you do identify that, go ahead and move on. It's okay.
It's okay.
It's okay. Yeah, you might have that moment of feeling like, okay, I felt like I went backwards, but really you had to lose some things in order to gain some things.
Right.
You hear me? Right. Got to lose some stuff to gain some stuff.
Right, like you gotta lose pounds to get in them size 10 jeans. I'm just saying, you gotta. I don't want to be no size 10. I'm just saying, you know.
But see, as we age, because I'm closer to 50 than I am 40.
Right.
But as we age, because I put up a post a couple of days ago about taking a middle-aged nap. Somebody was like, a middle.
Yeah.
I take middle-aged nap in the middle of the day because I need it. My energy level is a little bit different.
Right.
Depending on what happened. But ultimately, it's okay to let some things go so that you can grow. Let it go so that you can grow.
Right.
Okay. So let's talk about productivity, because that's really what this is about. Your passion, your purpose equals your productivity, right?
Ooh.
Because
I'm in.
Right? You listen, when you're not passionate, when you don't love something that you do, think about this. Go back and remember all the time you gave 150% to a project.
Right.
It's because it was something that you loved. Yeah. Something you were passionate about. One of the things that I really want to talk about specifically with productivity is really understanding where you're at. If your productivity does not equal a profit, you really need to look at the layers of your productivity. What are you doing? Are you busy being busy, as they say in the industry? Are you busy being busy, or are you busy being productive? And if you're busy being productive, is that productivity leading you to profit?
I like that. Okay, wait, I gotta write that down.
You gotta write that down. Is that productivity leading you to profit?
Right, because you know what I always say is, you know, that I have clients who, when I say, what are you doing to grow your business? And I hear stuff like fixing my sales page, working on a web. It's everything but a revenue generating activity. It's like, I need you to sell something. Otherwise, you have an expensive hobby. Otherwise, honestly, you have an expensive hobby. So I like that productivity leading to profit as well.
Right.
I might use it. I'm just saying.
That's okay. That's okay. Like I said, there's levels to it, because how do you get to productivity in the sense of, I'll give you an example. So look at your analyzing your business. That's one of the things that I do, is help people look at the details in their business. People are like, well, I got all of this. It's great that you got the big picture.
Right.
But see, sometimes it's in the details that you miss that make the difference between profit and no profit.
Yes.
It's the little details. I'll tell you a little detail right here.
Uh-oh.
The words. When you know who your client is, who you're speaking to,
now you speak about
them words that you use, and I had to go through this, people. I did too. It's part of the transition in that journey, transitioning from a military mindset into a business mindset into this is what I do every day. I don't just go to work for somebody every day. I work for myself every day, and having to transition different things. So with knowing that, then I had to be like, so when you just post, how often, and I'm asking you this, KeeKee, how often do you look at your analytics? Because they send you if you have it set up right, it sends you a report every week.
Mm-hmm.
And it tells you just how many, if you're up or down, how many people have been following you, how many people you've engaged with, how many people's engaged with you, how often is happening. See, all of those analytics, that's the little stuff in the business that you have to do. But see, in the journey, all you're thinking is, I need to post, maybe with intention, maybe not. I need to sell something. I got to get out there and sell something.
Right.
But what if what you're selling is not what you need to be selling? So you spend time, productivity, you spend time pushing something, and you haven't really looked at the analytics of it. And when I say that, even me, even in corporate America, when I would first go into a different section in the military, I would spend 30 days evaluating what was already happening. Again, you get into a particular genre or a particular area of business, do a little bit of study time, right?
Yeah.
People say, don't launch. You ain't got to do that. You do this, just go launch. But guess what? Now you started launching and you get in the business, and then what? You don't have time to do your analytics. You don't know if your productivity, what you're spending time on every day, is going to make you a profit.
Right. Right.
If you spend time on the same thing for 5 days and you don't see a profit at the end of it, and profit being, again, I put a call to action. I might have sent it out for put it out there and ain't nobody read it, ain't nobody seen it. I mean, I was productive, but I didn't get a profit.
Crickets, right.
So you got crickets. So do you have crickets for 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks? How long do you allow the crickets to just be there?
Woo.
Before you go back and say, okay, maybe I need to tweak something.
Right. Right.
Maybe I need to get in a group. I'll talk about this too. Groups, right? On Facebook, social media networking groups.
Right.
Be intentional about the groups that you get into.
Build some relationships in the groups that you're in.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah. I had people like, get in this group. So I'm in a crafting group, trying to figure out why I'm in a crafting group, because I don't do crafts. But I'm in a crafting group with my cousin. She was like, because all these people, they need help. I was like, okay, I'm in this crafting group. Let me see if it is a connection I can make with different people. It's not necessarily about selling them anything.
Right.
But at the same time, if I spend 6 hours a day on social media, that is not being productive. I'm just saying.
True.
That it's very hard to be productive if you spend 6 hours.
Training? What if you I don't think you'd be doing 6 hours of training either, though, huh? No, I'm with you.
But see, think about this. Even if you're training, what's your attention span?
Right. It ain't gonna be for 6 hours, I'm telling you.
2 hours and you probably maxed your brain capacity.
Yeah, I get that.
So that's part of the productivity. When you think about how you structured your day, what you're going to do, being able to streamline the things that you can do that are you're passionate about, that are part of your purpose, and streamlining those things and making sure that those things are productive, and that productivity leads to a profit.
Yeah.
And sometimes our productivity don't lead to a profit today.
Right.
But you got to do the back end things. And as an entrepreneur, we solopreneurs, really. We entre solo. It's just
entre solo.
Solo.
It sounds like Star Wars or something. Entre solo.
We entre solos.
Don't be out here making up words, Anitra.
Okay. And that's why.
Yes, you can.
Okay, that's why I get to kick it with KeeKee, because I can make a word. And I'm with you, KeeKee. I am a one of the things too. I'm a 3. 3 is my number.
Ooh, I'm 3.
And 3 is my number, and I'll tell you why. My grandmother used to say, "Baby, things happen in 3s. They happen in 3s." Now, that don't mean all 3 is going to be back to back.
Right.
That don't mean all 3 are going to happen in the same month, the same year,
right.
the same week.
Right.
But they do happen in 3s,
yeah.
whatever that is.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so when I think, you see, I just gave you 3 like 3 threes.
3 P's.
So, okay, you got some 3 P's today, some passion, purpose, and productivity.
Yeah.
But in my part of the productivity, one of the things is I do things in 3. So I get my list, and no matter what the project is, I break it down in 3s. What 3 things can I do first?
Oh, I like that, Anitra. Yeah.
And then I 3 more, because if you get those 3 things done, you've been productive.
Yes.
Now, listen, 3 things don't mean go to Walmart, get some ink for the printer, and some paper.
Now,
see, not
here.
What'd you say?
Look here now. Don't be trying to. Okay, the Walmart is like the break. That would be like my break, because breaks are important now. Some people don't take breaks, and I think that is just like it overwhelms you. So breaks are important. But yes, I love the 3s. I love the 3s. I'm gonna start using 3s.
But see, if I do 3 things, right? I set up myself to do 3 things.
Right.
Once I knock those 3 things, I don't do 3 things and then add 3 more things. I do 3 things, finish the 3 things, and then move on to my next 3 things.
Right.
Because otherwise, what you do, you list 3 things, mark off 1, add 3 more. Now you have 5 things. You don't miss the 3.
Right.
So you definitely want to put the 3 things down, finish the 3 things. If one of the activities in your 3 things takes more than 3 steps, then guess what? It's a bigger project. So you're gonna take that, the other 2 things, you're gonna push them to the side, take that 1 thing and break it down into 3s. And I'll give you a prime example. You're about to launch one product. Right. You're launching a product, right?
Right.
So think about everything that goes into your product launch. You have to do marketing.
Yes.
You have to set up all your emails. You have to set up 3 things.
Yeah.
You know, your dates, your schedule, all of those things. Yeah. So once you write them all down, then you can break them all down into 3s on how you launch. That's easy streamlining.
Now, okay, because we're getting towards the end of our segment, and I can't believe we haven't even touched the surface here. You might have to come back. But tell me, okay, I know what I'm taking away, but what would one thing you want our guests, our viewers to take away from us kicking it together today? I'm taking away the 3 things, but what would you say?
I would say productivity equals profit, because when you think about adding value to what you're doing, because I get it, if you're a 9 to 5, your productivity is going to be different than a person that does this every day.
Right.
But using productivity to ensure that you're getting a profit, because at the end of the day, you need the leads to make the profit.
Right.
You need the sales to make the profit.
Right.
So being productive doesn't mean being just busy. You need to be busy, being productive, and the production needs to lead to a profit at the end of the day. 3 things. So you can be passionate about your purpose, so that you have productivity that gives you profit.
Those 3 P's, I'm telling you, that was like, if you didn't say anything else today, I needed that. And I know if I needed that, so did somebody else. Thank you so much for joining me today, Anitra.
So how's your inner chatty Cathy treating you lately? Is she giving you a pep talk or an anxiety attack? If you're like me, you're a simple girl with complicated thoughts. Let me share a secret. Your inner chatty Cathy wants to be friends with you. Check out shopsimplegirl.com for fun tools to help you embrace your inner chatty Cathy. Why not start and end your day with a good thought? And let's be real, most of the negative ones are already taken.